will bring two. Okay, so for this, just a minute. To bring two, how you call it in English? I don't know. Sandwich
plastic bags,
nylons, sandwich nylons,
plastic bags,
and a glass of water. That's it. That's all we can. If you want colors, you can add colors. That's afterwards. We'll talk about it. So I want to start with something that will get into our lecture in a small exercise that we are going to do now. And it's really going to be connected to the exercise we're going to do in the end of this hour. So I wish you to take the two fingers of your hand and to locate it a place that you can feel your heart. Maybe it's on your hand, maybe it's here on the neck. You just look for a place that you can feel the heart. Really, as you do, you know, after you run or you want to check the heart beating. So find a place that you can really feel it, okay? And we'll take like, I don't know, 20 seconds, 30 seconds just to feel our heart beating, right? Okay, so let's do it. And I'll take the time. So we start. Just feel your heart. Okay. Thank you. Well, everyone is alive. So this is the good news. And the other things, what happened when we felt our heart beating? What happened to you? What came out in your mind? What you thought about or what you felt? If you can please maybe say some words, maybe in your language, and we'll translate, or tell me what happened to you when you stop everything you do and you just listen to your heart.
Concentration on myself.
Yeah, okay, good. Other things that you cross your mind?
Не знаю, я чувствовала, что как хорошо, что я это чувствую. Можно так сказать. Что я, да, чувствую, что я живу.
Let me end the translation so Aline can join our conversation. Yeah, Aline?
Oh, she is writing. She's
typing. You're writing.
Ah, she says, how good that I'm alive. Good. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Other things that you thought about, that you felt, or?
I want to say that I thought how it's important to concentrate on myself sometimes, just for a little bit, like 2 minutes, 1 minute, but it was like really the minute when I was concentrated on myself. Yes, it's very important and great.
Thank you, Sonia.
Someone
else want to add? Yes,
I can add to that and say to Sonia that it's something that I forget to do. Like your beating heart is the most important part. If you don't have a beating heart, you're not alive, and I don't even think about it most of the time. So it gives a moment to say, oh, thank you to my heart for beating.
It's a place to appreciate and to say thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay. So I just going to put something on the table for us, and to say that in the cases of dealing with stress, and when the world is not safe, we are putting our let's say concentrate on the outside. the body and the mind and the soul, everything is in alert, is like ready to act, ready to run, ready to understand what's happened, right? So all our senses are direct outside of our body. It's understood what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know that I'm right, right? Right. So every little noise is like we are, everything is because we are in a place of surviving, okay? And this lecture, for me, it's important to you to understand the meaning of children in those situations and why it's so important for them to play because of this, let's say, outside concentration. I said, all right, from the English? All right. So I want to start, but to end this small exercise that we did, telling you that in all our blood system is considering, there is inside the blood system, there is water, because all our body is 70% water. And in our brain, we have 85% water. So the water are material that is very important for our well-being in every aspect that we can think about. And you just felt it by putting your fingers on the heart beating, because our body, it's water and electricity. Okay, so today I'm going to start with the play, and then I'm going to get to the water, because when I said to Sarah and other members of the organization, we thought about like continuing lectures that would be maybe later specific about water, because I developed a method that takes water and we can play with the water, and then we can help, especially children, to heal, and ourselves also. So today I'm just going to, to touch it, but not to get into it very deeply, but I'm going to mention it in the end of the lecture. So I'm going to put the, okay, where is it? Okay, so everyone can see it. I put it as a, okay, wow. Okay, yeah. Can you see it? Yes? Okay. So we're gonna do some introduction about play therapy. And as you know, I work in Israel, but I have a lot of experience around the world with all kinds of languages. Unfortunately, I can't speak Russian, not Russian, it's not a good word in Ukrainian, but I can't speak your language anywhere. And my English is quite cracking, so Sarah will help me, okay? Okay. So Gary Lander is one of the establishing of the method that says that for children, toys are the words and play is their language. So if we want to like really get to know someone really good, especially if he's a child, we can really look at their play, how they play. And I guess that you work with the kids, so you know, and you know it yourself. If I speak too fast, so tell me. Okay, what is a therapeutic play? Because we see kids playing anyhow. We see it playing outside. We see them play in our house. If they are our own kids, we see them playing in the bath. So what is the difference actually? So therapeutic play is actually psychotherapy method of helping children with behavioral, emotional, and social difficulties to help themselves. And how it works, actually the play therapy speaks the natural language of children, that it's play, and empower them to work through issues alongside with the therapist. So the difference between to play in the yard or outside with kids, it's the presence of a therapist, because he really knows what to look and what to observe and how to help the child to do the therapy through the play. In the picture, you can see a sand tray and kids are working with it. I guess you have in your places, you have sand trays. Sarah, they have?
No, actually we don't. Yeah, we have.
So this is a very good thing to add. I'm just suggesting.
It's a good idea.
Okay, it's really important.
Yael, I don't know about anyone else, but does everyone see the third slide, or are we stuck on the first slide?
On the first one.
On the first slide, introduction to play therapy.
Still only see the first slide, yeah.
I don't know why, so let's try it. Wait.
Только первый был.
1 minute. I'll try to put it again. So now you can see it.
We see your presentation, but the first slide.
This is the second. You can see the second?
No.
Yeah.
No.
No, I don't know
No,
what happened.
just introduction.
Только первый.
Oh, gosh. Why it's happening? So what shall we do?
Do you want to send me the presentation and maybe I can try and share it?
Yeah, but I don't know if we can.
You can try to close it and open again and then share it again one more time.
Okay. Close the presentation.
Wait, let's try it like this. Now you can see another slide? Or
No, still the same one. When you share the presentation, what kind of sharing do you choose? Exactly the PowerPoint or the sharing screen?
Wait.
When you push the sharing.
Yes, there is a PowerPoint.
Yeah, you need to use the PowerPoint and then it should be better.
Now?
Now yes, great.
Yes?
Yes, now we see the second slide.
Well, the wondering of technology, yes. Okay, so this is what I told you about this sentence about the language. Let's see, but it's, no. Oh, I don't know, it's, right. Okay, this was the slide that I spoke about, the sand tray. Okay, you can see in the picture, there is a kid that play with the sand tray. It's really good for kids. And I suggest you put sand tray. Also, you can put the kinetic sand. I don't know if you have those, so you can add. And of course, the water I will talk about maybe in another time. Okay. So why playing is important? Because playing is most basic and natural way for children to self-expression. Okay, it helps them to make friends. It's helped them to establish relationship. It's helped them to it helps them to make confidence and other things. It's really helped them to develop imagination and creativity, and also physical, emotionally, socially, development. It's allowed them to learn from mistakes safely in a way that they really be allowed to make mistakes, or really be allowed, let's say, to express things that are not maybe allow themselves to say to grown up, or to other kids, okay? Like if a child is angry, he says, I wish you were dead. It's something in the play that we can say it, but for us to tell someone this sentence, it might be not good for the child. He will feel maybe ashamed or will be afraid, or that he will get bad response. But when he says it in a play, it's allowed, because in play, everything is allowed. Okay, so it's really important for release emotions that are not, let's say, that he can't express in other way. Okay. This was the movie. I don't know if it worked. We try. Maybe
Let's try it. Yeah.
You can see it?
Probably you need to copy this link and open it in Google and change.
Okay, so I sent the link on the chat. So maybe Sarah, can you maybe, I said stop share?
Yeah, okay. If you send it in the chat, I will share it.
Yeah, I sent it already in the beginning of.
I don't see it.
I send you especially now. See, direct message. It says
the chat.
Yeah.
I didn't receive it.
If it's not working, we'll skip it. No, never mind. Okay. I just admit some other perspective. Yeah. Okay. So let's keep it. Never mind.
So maybe you can send us the link.
I send you the movie. It's actually
put it in the group.
Summarize everything that I said in a visual way. Okay.
Okay.
I will go on. I will keep a seat. Okay. So you can. That's what I said to you in the beginning, that you can know much better about the human being when he plays than for example, in a year of conversation. So we actually learn a lot about the kids by the way that they are playing. How does it work? So we need a safe and confidential and a caring environment. So kids that feel that someone is watching them, or if they are afraid, or they can't express themselves really freely. They are afraid that someone will see them or get criticized. So it has to be very safe place for them. It also means that kids that are not playing in your kindergarten or whatever, where all the places that you work, it means that they are not feeling safe. If there are kids that are not playing, it means that they are really in a bad position, and it's some way to observe or to diagnose the emotional state of the child. Okay. This allows healing to occur on many levels, following our natural inner trend towards health, play, and creativity. Sarah, maybe you read the English. It will be better, I guess.
Sure. Okay.
Play.
From play and creativity operate on impulses from outside our awareness, the unconscious. No medication is used.
So actually what the expert says, that sometimes when we play, we really can come over and healing for a lot of things without even needed medication, or psychology medication, right? Right. Okay, that's one of the things that I told you before, that the child gives special time. Well, he really needs time to play. We can't rush it. We can't say, well, 5 minutes now play. We can't do it. We actually give him time to play, because they are really get into it. Some kids takes more time to play, and some kids are really get into it really fast. It depends about a lot of things. So make mistakes, and they really need to make mistakes and to explore the world, okay? And the therapist may reflect back to children observation of what has happened during the session, if this is felt to be appropriate. So reflecting back, it's one of the techniques that we use in play therapy, and it's really good technique because we actually like following the action or the movement of the child, and we are just saying, well, you move the car really fast. We are not saying, tell me, where is the car goes to? We are not asking questions. We just following what we see. We just give him like an echo to the action or to the activity, okay? It's really important because I remember that my son was in the kindergarten. He was like 4, and he came home with a big picture that he painted, and it was all, you know, mixed up with all colors. And I says, well, tell me, what did you paint? And he looked at me and he was like shutting down. He says, Mommy, can't you see? And I says, no, tell me, what did you paint? And that was the end of the art creating for him. And why is that? Because the kids are like putting something of their imagination and their ideas on painting. Sometimes we can see actually what it means, and sometimes not. But when the adult says, well, tell me, what did you paint? So the kid is like shutting down and he doesn't want to share because he feels that he's not understood. The right reaction would be for me as a mother to say to him, wow, this is a beautiful picture. You have so many colors in your picture. Okay. If you wish, you can tell me what you painted. I can see a lot of things in the picture. Okay, so you see my reaction is different than a reaction of, let's say, the common parent that says, well, I can't see the house in your picture. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay. So this is about reflection. Okay, the child is given a strategy to cope with difficulties they face in life, and which they themselves cannot change. It provides a more positive view of their future life. And what I'm saying about this, one of the technique, another technique is like giving them the opportunity to solve the problem in their own way. Like, I'll tell you another thing about my son. All right. So he comes to me one day and he says, Mommy, I really want to take 2 sticks together and to put it in a rope. Like they can't move from one each other, to put it together. I want to build, he told me, I want to build a sword, right? So we want to put 2 sticks together. We want to make a sword for playing. And I said, well, this is really simple. Give me the sticks. I will put the ropes around it and you'll have a wonderful sword. By doing this, when I'm solving the problem for him, I actually blocked his ideas, imagination, creativity, and actually, I'm not giving him anything to go to life to try by himself. Okay, so I think would be more, you see, as a mother, I made a lot of mistakes, And I think the appropriate way to talk to him would say, well, this is really a big problem to put two sticks together with a rope. Maybe you have an idea how we can do it. Okay, so I'm giving him the option to cope, to learn, to struggle, to find a solution. Okay. I hope it's understood. Understood. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm not going to read all this slide, but I'm going to tell you in general that when we play, a lot of things, good materials coming out of our brain to our heart, to our well-being, to our joyful life. So the brain actually, because we says about the body that it's water and electricity. So when we play, we opening like with a key, something that we call exploration. And exploration is the most important feeling. It's a feeling. It's one of the basic feelings, exploration. And it's actually like, it's like lightening the brain. It says, ba-bam, you know, like in movies. Ta-da. So when we play, we explore, and the brain started to work very strong. And a lot of good materials coming out of our brain, anti-anxiety chemicals, oxytocin, a lot of materials that are really, really important for our health and our body, and especially for our soul. And I says always that if kids can play, they can be healed. Okay? The problem would come when kids can't play, or they are not able to play. It's another thing, okay? And there are lots of kinds of play, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, I'm jumping it. So why we need special time? We are really like telling parents to make a space, make time to spend, to play with their kids. It's one of the suggestion with play therapy, that the therapy is continuing at home. And why it's important? Because when we are playing with the kids, the relationship between parents and kids can be established and can be grown, and we can meet the kids or our kids or kids that we are playing with. We can meet them in a different level instead of like sitting with them to read or to do math. All right, so it's a different kind of experience and sharing time for joy, for something that we can do together, and not think that we must do like homework or, okay. So in a special time when we say parents to play with the kids, we strongly suggest that the child will lead. Like I see a lot of parents in my clinic, for example, that says, Yael told us to play, so now you take the animals and you put them here, and the responsibility of the parents for the grown-ups actually is to lead. But in the play therapy, we says the opposite. We says let the child to lead the play. He would say where to put, how to do it, what can we do together. Okay, so this is a good suggestion. Other things is we can do things that are not directive. What I mean? Directive, it means that let's play, for example, chess. This is directive. I'm telling you what play can we play now. And non-directive, it's like says, tell me, do you have any idea how can we play? What do you want to play? How are you gonna want to play, okay? And non-directive, it's really good for kids that to explore. It says about this feeling that it's opens the brain for good process. And non-judgmental, we want less criticism, and we want really the kids that will feel free to make mistakes, to try things, and to explore. And not interpretive. I see sometimes parents and adults especially says, well, this is really interesting. You put the baby in the mouth of the lion. Are you angry with your little sister? Okay, so this is interpretative. I put my ideas about the action of the play, and I don't want to do it because it's not therapeutic. It's not good for the kids. Maybe he wants to say that the lion is saving, or he is the saver of the baby. It's not, and he's not eating him. Okay? So we really have to look at the play as with respect to the ideas of the child. And of course, we have limits and we have boundaries, like we don't hurt each other, we don't break the toys, we don't, all the things that we are actually says to for keep safe the environment and the people that are playing with the child. Okay. And confidential, of course, this is in therapy and not in the kindergarten or in school. We can't provide confidential actually because it's a common space with other kids. But if a child comes to us and asks for confidential, we should really try to help him to save it. Just in cases that we know about something that really hurt him and really can be damage for him or for others, we have to report. Otherwise, we have to help him to save his privacy. Okay. And boundaries, it's about safety, of course. And it's about like giving special time. This is the time that we can play, and the other time we can eat, we can do other things maybe in the kindergarten. And confidentially, this is for therapy process and other. Okay. We talked about the safe space. If there is no safe space, so the child will be struggle to play. It will be hard for him. And sometimes in places of, let's say, crisis and humanitarian shields, we can create the safe space actually with a very simple way. Maybe we can put a small tent in a very big room with other people. So we have a special, a safe place. We can put some chairs in a circle and says, here is our safe space. We can put a carpet and says, we are playing on the carpet. So we are like boundaries, the space, and we are saying, this is our safe space. Okay, so the child will be allowed to play. Okay, the child really needs support in the process. We talked about the reflection. I'm just moving on. So actually in play therapy, we use toys. We use elements of things to do to create the play and to create let's say, the special time. And also, sometimes we can use our body in movement. We can do some role playing. It's like making a theater show. It's also kinds of play. It's different kinds of play. Okay. This was X Lines. She was like let's say the mother of the strongly the play therapist principles. And she says, warm and friendly relationship. It's important for play because if the child is not feeling that, it's also connected to the safe space. When there is an adult that is not safe, feel safe with him, or maybe he will feel criticized by him, they won't play. Okay, so it's important. We should accept the child as he is. Okay. When I have 4 sons, and one of them, when he was 3, he used to go to the kindergarten with how you call it, Sarah, like a king. I don't know how.
A cape.
Cape. Right. It was a red cape, and he says, "I am the mother of the universe. I'm the queen." He used to go like this. He was 3, and I was really worried. I says, "Oh gosh, what happens?" And the kindergarten teacher told me, "Leave it, it will pass. It's just the face in his time that he appreciates your dominated mother, and he wants to look like you, so he's playing like he's a queen." Okay, so we have to accept the child as he is, and sometimes it's just a face. A face, you say, Sarah? A face, yeah. And it will pass. But I think in this sentence about acceptance, we say something really important. Because we don't always know what is behind the child. I mean, with what he's carrying in his heart or on his back from his life, from his family. So sometimes it's really important to, let's say, to believe that the child, he is what he is because he has his own reasons. And sometimes we don't understand fully with what he comes to our space or our kindergarten or school, okay? Okay. Establish a feeling of promotions, like we allowed to play, we allowed to try, we allowed to maybe to get wet or to make the hands will be with colors. We promote. It's really like we says it's okay, you can try. Okay, promotion. Reflecting back, we spoke about it. Responsibility to make choices, and child leads. We talked about also. We are not like saying to hurry the process. In play therapy, it's a therapy, but I think sometimes we look at child, they have their stages of development, and we says, well, I'm really worried. He didn't do the stage that he should be doing now. So sometimes parents especially are really worried about it. And all kids are really different in their energy, and they are different with the, let's say, the time that takes them to pass from one stage to another. It depends with the child and with the environment and the place that is right now. For example, kids that are traumatic and sometimes they are not getting to the goals of their developing stages. Okay, and they need time. Okay. What else? Okay, and I think for me it's like in play everything is possible. Also, imagination it could be, and there is a place for everything. Now you can see what is in the play therapy room. And also, I guess you have some of those things in your places also. You can see there are like colors, I don't know, plastilene, and maybe books and storytelling that we can share. We have the sand, we have music, instrument, puppets, we have a music as a sound for movement, we can move. And you see we call these things down here on the right side, we call it small world. Why it's important? And that's the reason I told you about the sand, because it gives the child control about life, because the elements are very small. So he really creates his world, and he really can play with it, and he's controlling the world. In other places that he can't control the world and a lot of very, very bad things happen to him, this is a place of
control,
how
power.
you say, Sarah, לתקן, ברכה לי המילה, לתקן?
To fix,
to fix life, yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm just moving on. You see art, there are clay, drama, music, dance, movement, sand, creativity, visual, storytelling. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the other part, the release stress through play. And I wanna tell you something about the brain. I want you, everyone, together, take one of your hands, please, up in the air. Right, I can see all the hands. Yeah. And I want to show you that you can have the brain in your hand, how it works. The thumb is going to be inside like this. Okay, this part is the emotional part of our brain, and it goes in. It's inside the brain, right? We have the bottom of the hand. It's the brain that was from the monkeys, that we are like in the generation of the human race. We came with, in a minute, I'll tell you everything about it. So the emotional part, ask the question, do you love me? Okay. The bottom part of the brain here, ask, do I feel safe? And now we are going to close the fingers up. I don't know if you can see the upper side. It's the modern brain. And the modern brain, it's the brain that we have today. And he asked the question, what can I learn from it? Okay, so all three parts of the brain goes like this. When we feel stress, or we are feeling like we are in danger, what happens? It goes like this, our brain. So the upper side is not functioning at all. What is functioning? This part that says, am I safe? What should I do? Should I run? Should I stay? Or should I fight? The 3 F'im. I don't know if you learned about it or if you know about it, something that's the surviving parts of our brain. And these parts of the emotional is really outside, and we can cry, we can yell, we can be angry. So a lot of things, a lot of times when we are in stress, we see people acting like this, or they fight and angry and says, and all kinds of things. And our goal is to put back the upper side of the modern brain, that it will control the whole system. Okay? And how can we do it? I hope it's not too complicated what I'm saying. It's okay? Okay. So how can we help our body and soul to heal and really to be in control? And I give you a list of all the things that we can do with the kids and in your house to help our body and soul to work better in times of stress. First, we have to move, right? So if there is if you feel that you are in very stress, or you are full of emotion, you can do something with your body. You should move. You can dance, you can run, you can jump. So if you find the kids in your preschool are like in a stress, you can actually activate them to move. It really helps. Grounding. Grounding means that we can connect to earth really in a good feeling. For example, if I tell you to take the shoes off and to feel the feet with your the ground with your feet, it's grounding. Okay. If I tell you, for example, to take a deep breath and let the air out, it's grounding. Okay. Everything that takes the energy down. Breathing, it's really important. When I told you to put the hands to feel your heart, so you started to concentrate on your breathing because you listen inside your body. Touch is really important, especially for people that feel stress, but you have to ask them for permission to touch. Like ask the kids, do you want a hug? That will calm you. Okay. Why it's important? Because when we touch each other, okay, when we hug someone, so it reminds us the mother and the child and the baby, the infant, are connecting together, and it gives you a feeling of safety. Okay, senses. It's important to involve the senses. Why it's important? Because it gives us the focusing inside our body again. Okay, we are getting back to ourselves. We are not concentrating on the outside, we are concentrating what happens to our body. For example, to smell flowers, to smell good cake with the good smell. Things about touching things, okay? You have lots of games about touching and like guessing what is inside the box when you touch and you can't see. All kinds of games of senses are really important. Imagination. Imagination can come out with a play. It can come out with dreams. Can you tell me about your dream? Okay, something about the future. And if I ask you, all of you, can you tell me, let's say, in 10 years, give me a good place that you're going to be in. So what you have in your mind in 10 years? Some very good place that you will be there. Okay, so you are starting to imagine. And really kids, when they're suffering from trauma and stress, their imagination is blocked. We have to encourage them to imagine. Okay. Feelings, we should allow feelings to come out, because when we are in stress, we are holding sometimes our body and our feeling inside, and we're not allowing them to express outside. So it's good to cry. It's good to laugh. It's good to yell, all right? And for example, during the earthquake in Nepal, I went there to do some workshop for kindergarten teachers. And I teach them a song that they all could stand in a circle and actually, tapping the hands and shouting and moving the body and doing all kinds of, that the feeling will come out, okay? We laughed loudly, we cried loudly, everything was to express. And listening inside and outside, and it's all kind of games that we can do. Now we're gonna go to the other part, and I really invite you to try. We're going to talk about the power of water. We're just going to, just to mention it today. We're not getting, it's not the lecture purpose, but we're gonna do something. So I think the most important power of water about stress and trauma is that feeling water or be connected to the water, because we have water inside our body, right? So is the fact that when we touch water, we can reduce our heart beating and our blood pressure, and it really gives you like release stress, like it's due to the system of the brain. It's get like, so I'm going to teach you today a very simple activity. It's not touching direct the water, but it's play with the water, okay? And in another lecture, we might do things like touching the water, but it will be another lecture that we're going to do, but not today. Okay. So we are going to do some exercise. I'm just closing 1 minute. Okay. Now you need to take this nylon bag, a small one, and another one. You put one inside the other. Put one nylon inside the other, like a glove. So you have 2 nylon bags. And you know why I'm putting 2? Because I'm afraid of leaking water on your computer. But if you have a plastic, let's say a plastic liner that it's strong enough, you can use only one, but it depends about the materials that you have. Okay, so I open the 2 of them together and I take the water and I really, really very slowly will put some water inside. I don't know if you can see. Not a lot, I think half a glass or something, maybe a glass. Okay, so I have 2, you can see. When I was a kid, when I had an aquarium, and when I used to go to the shop to buy some fish, you would put me the fish like this, exactly. I don't know if you know what I mean, but in a bag of water. Okay, now you take the 2 nylon bags and you actually close it together. Now take out the air of the bag and close it with a strong, tight Okay. The exercise we're going to do, we can actually do it also with some colored water, but today we're going to do it with transparent. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we have this bag. It's a very small bag. And what we're going to do, we're actually going to do some mindfulness. Mindfulness is a meaning of really a very, very wide approach that says that in order to heal our soul, our body, our brain, our system, we need to relax. And to relax, we can do it in all kinds of ways. One of them is with this simple bag of water. So I want you just to put it in your hands like this. And I want you to feel the water. It's here it's quite cold. I don't know if in your house, okay? It depends. I think in winter you can add some warm water, not hot, but warm water. It will make also very good experience for the kids that you work with. So I want you to hold it and just feel the water like moving. And if you feel quite comfortable, you actually can try to make it like clinking from one hand to another, like this, right? And listen to the water while they are moving. Don't go to the bathroom yet because it happens. Wait until the end of the exercise. All right. Okay, now I really can hear. We said something about listen, the senses, remember? Listen. And now we're going to do the exercise. The exercise, first we are like getting to know this water bag. We feel it, we hear it. Maybe we can see what's inside, how the lights goes from my lamp into the water, okay? Maybe I can imagine what's inside what kind of fish maybe I want inside. I'm telling you like I'm doing an activity for kids. Okay, and now the exercise will be like this. I'm going to move this water bag in all kinds of parts of my body, very slowly, and I'm going to just put it and to ask the part of the body how it feels today, okay? Right, so let's start with the upper part of the hand. Let's put, and just put, and it says, we can ask the organ in our heart or in our brain, how it feels today, how the hands are feeling. Good, and now we're going to go to another thing. And if a place is hurt or you feel stress, like you put the water and it really release it, right? So imagine that it's like I don't know, like a magic. It goes and it heals all the places. Now we can put it on the shoulder. Wow, it's cold. Okay, and of course we can do all the body. I'm not doing everything today, but we go a very good place. It's like on the forehead, like this, on the eyes. And if you have headache, this is a very, very good solution. Try to put it on your face, on the head, on the top of the head. And on the throat, it's really good. Put it here. And very, very secret place, it's in our neck. Try to put it on your neck, behind, like this. Now I'm stopping for 1 minute and you tell me, how do you feel with the water? Tell me what it happens to you when you put the water bag. You can put it on the legs, of course, and on your body. And tell me what feelings are coming for you. Can you open and say things maybe in your language and maybe in English?
Ну, у нас сейчас очень холодно, и вода холодная, и вообще, честно говоря, не по кайфу. На голове еще куда ни шло, а вот на шею, на голое тело очень холодно и неприятно.
In a minute, we'll get the translating, yes?
It's too cold in Moldova now, and the water is cold, and it's not so comfortable to put it on my skin.
In Israel, it's hot, so it's really good. So that's the reason I told you, you can put the warm water inside. It will warm you up, okay?
On the head is okay.
It's okay.
It's okay, but on the neck or
It's
someone
cold.
else
Well,
is too cold.
Yeah, okay, okay.
Приятное ощущение, хорошее, очень классно, балдеж.
У вас, наверное, там жарко и тепло, поэтому вам классно.
Okay, she felt very good with it. Okay, nice. All right, so how can we work with kids in a group, like doing things with this bag? They can work. First, we can, like the leader of the exercise can says where to put, and everyone is trying, and they can say a word that comes up in their head. And maybe it could be a ceremony, you know, to start and to says, thank you for the hand, and thank you for my head. And really you can do something really like ceremony with it. Other things that we can do, we can work in couples or in small groups. And actually we can treat each other with this bag. And to says, well, I'm going to put you the bag on, tell me where it's hurting you, or where in your body you feel stress. And I'm going to put this bag on your back. For example, if you had a bad ache, okay? Okay, so when a child, we are actually connecting the child feeling the inner side of their body, like screening where he feels stress and where he needs healing and where he needs to touch. Okay, so of course in the limits that are allowed. I want to show you for 1 minute the picture of which kids, very small one in kindergarten are, you see, it's part of the exercise. You can see here the small groups that are like treating one another and they're putting and also here, it's a very nice picture, I guess. So you actually can see how it helps to get the kids to do a really deep connection with their bodies and to put the let's say, how you call it, the focusing on their inside instead of the outside, as we started in the beginning of the lecture today. Okay, any conclusions, any question, anything you want to say? And another thing that's important for me to say, that if we take all, let's say I take a pila, or let's say a vessel with all kinds of plastic water bags, I can do it with different colors. I can put like bags with red and green and yellow, all kinds of colors. And I can let them to choose which color feels for them today. Okay, the color has a different meaning in healing. We'll talk about it maybe later in another time. But actually, the choosing the color, it's also one step for healing. Okay, ladies, I hope if you have something to say, to ask, to tell me, now it's the time.
Any questions?
Thank you very much. It was very interesting and useful. I just want to try this with kids, but I'm afraid if we have 5 or 6 kids is okay, but if we have 15 or 20, how to как уследить за всеми, чтобы они не...
How to manage it with a big group.
Yes.
It's the same as any activity that you say before. Today we're gonna play with bags of water. We are not smashing. We are not throwing it on each other, okay? So feel if it's the right time or the right kids to do it with them, okay? If not, you can actually do it in small groups, maybe outside or in a place that it feels better. You should you know, consider the options.
I think summer it will be fantastic, but now it's really cold. Or just with warm water.
With warm water, actually with warm water, it's important because the warm water gives you our feeling of connection, of like the mother and the infant relationship. So hot water will be excellent. Not hot, like warm water, okay? That the nylon won't be like melting.
Mm.
Okay? And don't be afraid to use water in winter because water is really important for healing. So use water with a good temperature, but use water.
Okay, we'll try. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Sarah, you want to say something or you want to end to close?
Does anyone have any more questions or maybe any thoughts they want to share with the...
Хочу сказать только, что когда держала в руках кулек, этот с водой было такое ощущение, как антистресса маленького, да, такого в руках. А еще вспомнила, что есть наподобие еще такая полезная игра, когда в надувной шарик пустой можно насыпать буквально ложку муки, ну, можно 2, в зависимости, как понравится, тоже завязать, нарисовать на нем любую рожицу, да, кому что захочется. И тоже очень приятное ощущение будет, когда его вот так вот теребить. Такая вот на заметку. Можете попробовать.
כן, יש, אני מנצלת את העניין שמה שלילי אמרה, אז יש על אותו עיקרון משהו אחר. העניין הוא I'm speaking Hebrew terribly. Okay.
I didn't even know this.
I'm so relaxed from the water that I started to speak Hebrew. So what I wanted to say that the good thing about the nylon bag is that you really can feel the floating of the water and you are not getting wet. This is one thing. You actually feel the movement of the water and it's reflected our inside water that they are moving inside the body. But what you said about the balloon with the powder inside, we are doing the same, you see? And this is, we put water instead of powder inside it. And it's 2 balloons. One is like cutting off. You see some places that I cut with the scissors, the upper part of the balloon, because there are 2 balloons here. And when I put water inside, I can smash it and from the holes, like it's like whoop, it's jumping. It's like really vest. How do you say it? Visut.
Which word?
Visut. Regulate. To regulate.
Yes.
Regulate. We regulate but it's from regulate the touch. Okay, so it's actually a very good idea also with water inside, and but it feels different. Okay, it's a different kind of really stress. Okay, this is much better for kids that they are angry, like they are smashing it, like putting some. Okay, and this is goes for our inside water in our body. Okay, so I want to thank you all, and I want to. I hope.
Еще один вопрос можно задать? Да, я хотела задать. Если ребенок берет и очень активно мнет вот этот кулек, пакет, это означает, что вот у него очень все неспокойно и он в стрессе, или это может просто ему нравится эта игра? Вот как определить разницу между он нервничает внутри, волнуется, где-то у него это все выходит, или это он просто играет?
It doesn't matter if it's stress or not. The reason that he do things as he does is gives him something that he needs. Okay, so we are not judging the way that he acts. Actually, we are let him to express. Okay, and we says, well, I saw that you hold it really strong today. Okay, so I'm just reflecting what I can see, and I'm not thinking, this is because your parents were, I don't know, yell about you or were angry with you. I don't say anything about it. I just reflect the fact that he did it strong. That's it. Okay, and I allowed it to do. If he's not hurting anyone and he's doing with a bag or with a plastiline or something, good. Okay, and I guess all of you in stress, and it's normal. In the situation that you are acting in or you are being in your life, it's really normal. It's not good, but it's normal. Okay? So be compassionate with yourself. Don't judge yourself about feeling those feelings, and it's part of the stage that you are dealing with now. And also the kids that you work with.
Yael, I have a question also, and I think it's connected to what you said about not putting interpretation to when you reflect back. I personally, I don't know how others feel. I find it sometimes very hard, and I have to stop myself often when I start talking about what the child is doing, and then I start interpreting, and then, I have to stop. Maybe do you have some tips on a simple way to not have the interpretation, to not put that onto the child, your own?
I think that the best tip is to practice. To practice, like start doing it, and like to be aware, and it slowly will come in to your everyday life. Just saying, well, it's really interesting that you put this thing inside. Wow, that's it. You know, it's like the psychology on the sofa. Well, but here we are reflecting. Actually, we say something. In the Freud way, we are just hanging the head. But reflecting, it's like giving the child the fact that someone sees him, that someone is aware of his present. That's the whole thing. It's all the magic.
That he's important, that you are aware. Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
And do you wait? I mean, the idea is not to start a conversation, though, right? Or is it? I don't know.
No, you see, first you are not doing therapy. You are playing with. And if the child asks you to play with, just play. It's okay. It's good. And in questions, I think it really connects to our wish to understand. And sometimes it's not what the child needs. The child needs you to be there, to reflect, and to participate with him, and not to be asking questions about what he's doing. Okay? And you also can say something like this: well, I see you play this and this, and you actually describe the way that he acts, and if you wish to tell me what it is, I really will be interested in. Okay, letting the option to tell you.
Yeah, there's an example. Maybe I had to share one example. Yesterday, there was a clay therapy, someone who not clay therapy, but he came with clay to one of the classrooms with Sasha and Sonia. I think Sonia left today, but and the children built an entire village where there was like a train and houses and people, and then there were also monsters, and the monsters were coming in, and they were like some of them were attacking the villagers, and the villagers had to go into the hospital, and they made a whole story out of it. But some of the monsters were good monsters, and they were just there, and they weren't actually bad. They were hanging out and just living with the village and living with the people, and it was just like I saw that the teacher was just letting the children explain what was happening there. And I think, if we had, for me, a monster would have been something, oh, okay, why?
Bad.
Yeah, exactly. And it was really, really nice. They were all playing together, of course. And then they came up with rules about who they could hurt and who they couldn't hurt and who was hurting who. I mean, it was.
Wow, it's really therapeutic play.
Yeah.
The one that you described.
Yeah.
Definitely. Really. And it's like when the kids do in a plastilin, for example, a snake, we automatically think, wow, it's a bad thing. Snake, it's a bad thing. Yeah, But some kids will say, this is the guarding snake, or this is a good snake. It's not how you say it, has a poison inside. Yes, he's good for the people that work in the fields. He eats all the mice and stuff. So we can't know really what he has in his mind, right? So we ask, wow, you created a snake. It's an amazing snake. You want to tell me about your snake? That's a good question. Okay. Okay, ladies, it was very nice to be with you this night, and maybe we meet later on in one of our sessions or one of our lectures. And I really I want to tell you in your that I developed a kit for Ukrainian people with a hospital in Israel. It's called the Tel HaShomer Children Hospital. It's a special kit to help kids to process the the fact that they moved and the war and everything. And maybe in another meeting we'll talk about it, and I'm going to show you how to work with it and how to create it. It's really simple one. And also I have the explanation in Ukrainian. It's all translates to your language, so I can share with you. And maybe in another meeting we're going to do it. Okay.
That'd be great. Thank you so much, Yael. Thank you very much for your time today. And thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you guys. And be strong, and you are doing a really, really important and good job.
So are you, Yael. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Bye everyone. Thank you.